Hello and welcome to this non-performing note case study with FiveWB. I'm Jerry Wallace, and the purpose of this video is to give you a little more information about how FiveWB works with non-performing notes, our favorite type of note investment. This particular non-performing note is backed by single-family residents in Western Tennessee. Let's go ahead and dive into some of the note details and see what this note has to offer. It is a $165,000 fair market value property that is backing this loan with a $140,250 note that's being purchased at a significant discount at a purchase price of $74,332. This is resulting in a discount at purchase of $65,918. So this is looking great so far. This brings us to an investment to value ratio of 45%. So far, so good. Let's do a bit more analysis. This note has an 8.5% face rate and a payment of $1,277.51 with 213 months left on the mortgage. Now, they are significantly behind. No payments have been made for 7 months. That's the whole reason that we're able to achieve this significant discount on the purchase price. We're going to talk about the three possible outcomes with this case study, really with any non-performing loan. The first is loan modification. Then we'll talk about our cash for keys or deed in lieu program. And then, of course, full foreclosure. The first option, loan modification, is what we try to do with every client whose loan we purchase. This is to rehab the borrower and help them get back into a situation that they can deal with long term and make payments through consistently. So loan modification and rehabbing the borrower is typically about 50% of our deal flow. The second option we'll discuss will be cash for keys or deed in lieu. This makes up about 25% of our deal flow on an annualized basis. And the third option, unfortunately, there are times when borrowers will not work with us on any of these first two options, and we simply must go through with a full foreclosure. This takes place about 25% of the time in our overall deal flow. So let's dive in and talk about the first option for a moment. Loan modification and rehabbing the borrower. That option would have us receiving a reinstatement equal to 4 months' payments. Then we would be receiving 6 months of additional payments over the following 6 months, which would allow us to sell the note at 85% of its face value, or $119,212. If we back out or subtract the purchase price of $74,332, that brings us to a very strong $57,655 profit. That is an astonishing 78% cash on cash return, and this first option can be achieved within 6 months to a year from the purchase. The second option, which we call cash for keys or deed in lieu, those terms simply mean that we're going to provide the borrower who can no longer afford to pay for their property with a better option and allow them to go ahead and move by providing them with some funding to assist with that in return for them deeding the property over to us in lieu of or instead of foreclosure. So we would sell the property at 90% of fair market value, or $148,500. We would subtract out $5,000, which we're providing to the borrower. That's the cash for keys portion of this, to help them move on and get a fresh start. $8,910 would go to holding costs, marketing, and closing, bringing us to a ending profit of $60,258. Now, this is a very healthy 81% cash on cash return, and this outcome can be achieved within 12 months or 1 year from the point of purchase. Now, as I mentioned, unfortunately, there are times we have to go to the third option of foreclosure. And in that instance, because we have to be prepared for all possibilities, We would complete the foreclosure, sell the property at 90% of fair market value, as I mentioned, which is the 148,500. This time we would be subtracting $5,000 though approximately for attorney fees to pay for that foreclosure, and then backing out the 8910, the $8,910 for holding and marketing, bringing us to roughly that same $60,258 profit. The big difference with this option is that it could take between 1 and 2 years. So this is going to drop that cash on cash return to right at 40%. Now, this is still a tremendously great return, obviously. So we love these transactions. Non-performing notes have been just an astonishing opportunity for quite some time for note investors. We would encourage you, if this is intriguing to you, you want to know more, that you would go ahead and talk with us. We'll tell you about the professional loan servicing that we use, the insurance and legal services that we use to keep us secured at all times during these transactions. And if you'd like to continue that conversation, I encourage you to go to FiveWB.com or call me directly at 888-922-0788. If you do decide to go on the website, you can click on the Work With Me link, and you'll be able to schedule a time that we can talk. This is Jerry Wallace with FiveWB, thanking you for taking the time to join me for this non-performing note case study. I hope you have an awesome, hopeful, healthy, and happy day, and I look forward to speaking with you. Take care.